said he was coming by. Start the meeting?
Absolutely.
Okay, it's September 20th, 2016. It's 6:03, and this is the capital improvement meeting, and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have the minutes from our last meeting, which was on August 3rd, 2016. That's what I have on my 2016.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes for the Capital Improvement Committee dated August 3rd, 2016. This says 3016. 2016 as printed.
I second.
Any changes to this at all? No?
Jeez, I told you I was getting old.
I was not here.
Okay, Rich will be abstaining. Okay.
Abstention.
Rich will be abstaining because he wasn't here. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the next on the agenda is an update for the UPS system, which everybody should have a copy in front of them. Proposal, and I guess I'll turn this over to some information from Mr. Valiakonis.
Certainly, if anyone wants it during the meeting, you want to take a look at the thing, we make sure that the door is open. So the system that's there right now has failed, and it failed back in July. And as a result of it, the system is being bypassed. It was put in when the building was originally constructed back in 2005. And since that period, there's been no type of preventative maintenance or service contract to the equipment conducted, and it has failed. We understand that the company will no longer be manufacturing or having parts available for this model. So the recommendation that I put before you is to request the sum of $60,000, which will allow us to purchase a new unit, including removal of the existing unit and installation of the one that's there. You see that we have a detailed estimate that's attached from a company in Rhode Island. We will have to put it out to bid, so we'll have to do a bid specification, bring on someone who's got some engineering expertise, because I can't pretend that I know how to write a bid specification for this, and put it out to bid. And low bidder will win it. But as part of that, we'll have our engineer assess whether we need to be bigger or smaller than what's there. I don't have that expertise to be able to do that, nor do we have anyone on site. For the public that's watching, the UPS is a large battery-powered piece of equipment that's down on the first floor of Town Hall. When you think about it, you think about something that's under your desk that powers your computer in the event of a power failure. Take that and multiply it times 100. It's about 6 feet high by 8 feet long, and it's very large, and it prevents any type of surges to our system, any type of blips or tweaks that may exist in the system. If there's a failure in the system, it will power our computer network, our public safety communications and fire alarm system, and without it, we're at risk of losing some of our equipment and some of our servers. So we think that it's wise, I think that it's wise that we go forward and purchase a new one. Sir?
Through the chair. It ties into the generator, or there's some interface or something?
It is, but the generator provides not a smooth, no guarantee of a smooth power supply, so the generator is suitable for running the heating and the air conditioning and the lighting in the building, but it's not suitable for powering any type of electronic equipment, and that's why we need to have this item in addition to the generator.
Just asking, there's an interconnection.
There is,
okay.
yeah, and we, like I said, the people that do this work are few and far between. I went online, Michelle knows, I was trying to look them up and see, there must be 100 different models, and I can't tell the difference between one or the other.
Thank you.
Does anyone want to take a look at it? Spend 5 minutes just to see what it looks like? No? You want to take a peek?
Yeah.
If you want to adjourn for 5 minutes, I'll take you down there.
Right,
Absolutely.
we'll adjourn for 5 minutes.
Not coming?
No, I think I'm good. Thanks.
Going on a tour.
You ever see a car battery before? It's not much too more exciting than that.
No, it looks
Okay, I guess we'll re-adjourn, is that the word I'm looking for? No.
Adjourn, and you resume?
Resume, there you go. That wasn't good English. Okay, so is there any other questions now that we've seen the system, and does anybody have?
No, I'm good. I'm fine.
No questions?
Anybody? Is there a
What do-
motion?
What do we need for this? Do you need a motion or anything?
Yeah, I would ask you to, for the CIP, the committee to recommend funding in the amount of $60,000 from free cash.
So move.
Second.
Okay, do we have, hold on, let me look at that. Okay, so we have a second. Is there any other discussion here on this? Okay, so, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Just kind of wanted to kind of get a quick review of some of the warrant articles that we've requested and voted for. These articles, are they staying the same?
Yeah, so if you, they're probably going to change around,
Okay,
but if you look at the last sheet, and if you don't have it, Michelle will make a copy of it for you.
That's what happens when you come in late. Thank you.
We can share it.
I've got.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So just kind of looking at the preliminary,
So the first half is budget
Budget
items,
items.
which are not.
so Article 5 will be the highway paver for the highway department, in the amount of 80,000, which is a high priority. Article 6, 48,500 for the pickup truck for the building and grounds. Then we have on Article 11, it's gonna be the fire station for $6,500,000, which goes and go to a debt exclusion. Then we just voted on the, UPS system, and there's a preliminary article that was already written on that, waiting for us to take a vote on. So that would be Article 15 for 60,000. And Article 27 was the digital sign that we had, brought up at the May meeting, and we postponed it till the fall, and we voted to put that on. I don't know, is that gonna be a capital improvement
It is.
article, or is that something else?
No, it's capital,
Okay. Are we added to the fire station also as the,
absolutely.
okay. And that's, I believe that's it in terms of articles with any dollar amounts. Also, we have something else that we brought up. Let me see what article number it is. Article 24, amend the capital improvement planning committee bylaws. I'm actually gonna put this over to Rich to talk about it.
Hand me the hot potato. Thank you. I submitted something, well, first of all, I took a look at the Capital Improvement Committee bylaw. Section 3, I put forward an amendment. Adding to it, the first part says, the committee shall prepare an annual report recommending a capital improvement budget for the next fiscal year and a capital improvement program, including recommended capital improvements for the following 5 fiscal years. The report shall be submitted to the Board of Selectmen for its consideration and approval, and for the FAA for its recommendation. I included no less than 30 days prior to the fall town meeting. Any reports, and I don't have the exact copy in front of me. Any votes taken with any submissions less than 30 days will not be acted upon. And then the rest of the board shall submit its approved capital budget to the fall annual town meeting for adoption by the town. So it put in a 30-day buffer so that the Board of Selectmen know to expect if the fall town meeting is October, what do we have,
4th?
24th?
Yep.
Right, it's a week before Halloween.
Mhm.
So we know it's the 24th. At least 30 days prior to that, there would be a submission to the FAA and to the Board of Selectmen, as opposed to, yes, we're going to have our hearing before the FAA, and then the Selectmen have a joint meeting later on that, 30 days. So our recommendation, I want to say, it's not a knee-jerk. Everything we've done, we've reviewed. Other than, an emergency failure on an item, we know that 3 years from now, this item is coming up. And in 2 years, it's going to be a little bit closer, and another year closer. Getting us back towards the grander plan. The first iteration of the Capital Improvement Committee was, there were 6 years. This is what we need this year, and there was sort of a projection going out. Right now, it's sort of been limited, as we've been fortunate enough not to buy too many things, borrowing for them. We're paying for them in cash. So what was a good plan got shortened. I also think some priorities got moved around. That's a different discussion. But that's what has been submitted.
And who's going to do this? Who's going to put this spreadsheet together?
Well, we have, each department, well, at least highway, fire, and police, we have their 5-year plans.
Yep.
Already in place. We just have to update them to add a couple more years to it at this point. So we have that in place.
Peter, we also have a grant to hire a consultant to do it. Just we've been a bit sidetracked over the last few months to get that going.
Okay. Because we used to have that nice spreadsheet
Yeah.
that just listed everything, this year, and I haven't seen that in quite a while. So-
Bert, I just have a question for the chair. Should the bylaw would apply to the town departments, which is implied, enterprise funds and schools also? Is, at some point, I'm guessing the schools will come forth with a major capital initiative, and perhaps we want to add that clarification in the text of the article, so that there's no one that says that they're not included.
Well, I would like to have water and sewer included in our capital plan.
So would I.
I don't think there's anything in here that excludes them or includes them, but I agree 100%. It needs to be spelled out that at one point, whether it's the water department, sewer department, regional school district, even the town of Webster, where they would go through and were responsible for a portion of their sewer debt and potential improvements on the waste treatment system, we should at the least have something on our calendar, and it shouldn't be 5 years. What we submit should be 5 years. We should have this building's replacement in our calendar, in that at one point, if we've been here for 11 years, I'm guessing we need to make more than a $20,000 repair to this place at one time. Call it a roof, call it whatever, you would need to put money aside in expectation of an upgrade. Or
Mr. Chair, I thought it was automatic that anybody that was requesting more than the $20,000 had to go before the Capital Improvement Committee.
There's
Any-
nothing, there's
anybody
nothing
had-
that definitively says yes or no in our bylaw. From previous chairs, I was sort of made aware that was, telling me water and sewer was possibly excluded from that. But I see nothing that I can back that up. So I'm assuming that they should be part of
Well-
capital improvement.
May I, the second paragraph in section 2, no appropriation shall be voted for a capital improvement requested by a department, board, or commission unless the proposed capital improvement is considered in the committee's report, or the committee shall have first submitted a report to the Board of Selectmen explaining the omission. So at the end of the day, bond
like-
counsel is going to reach out to me and say, where is the vote that the Capital Improvement Committee took accepting this project by an enterprise fund?
Yep.
But I think we could expand on that specifically to include.
Well, let me just read the proposed bylaw change, and then see if there's anything you want to add to this. It says, Article 38, to see if the town will vote to add the following text to Article 38 as Section 6 as follows. The Capital Improvement Planning Committee shall make its recommendation to the Board of Selectmen no later than 30 days prior to an annual meeting or special town meeting. Votes made with less than 30 days' notice shall not be considered by the Board of Selectmen for any action or take any other action relative thereto. Is there language that we would change that, or does this come up under another?
I think they're two different
Two
things.
different,
I think the 30 days is to make sure that whatever we have is buttoned up well in advance.
and I agree with that, because it'll give us time to make our recommendations.
And
Great.
Okay.
Okay, is there a motion to put that on?
I think there's updated language that got submitted last Friday on that.
Yep.
That says very much that same, and inserts it into 3.
Rich, do you want to make the motion?
Want to make the motion to include that bylaw change?
Yep, absolutely, I'd make the motion. You want to
Yeah, make the motion.
make a motion to amend the Capital Improvement Planning Committee bylaw by inserting, it's Section 6, Section 3, not Section 6, starting with the second paragraph. The committee shall prepare an annual report recommending a capital improvement budget for the next fiscal year and a capital improvement program, including for the recommended capital improvements for the following 5 fiscal years. The report shall be submitted to the Board of Selectmen, and this is where we have the insertion. No later than 30 days prior to the fall town meeting. And then we go back to, and approval to the FAA, and to the FAA for its recommendation, inserting, votes made with less than 30 days' notice shall not be considered by the Board of Selectmen for any action. And then continuing with, the board shall submit its approved capital budget to the fall annual town meeting for adoption by the town.
I'll second that motion. Michelle, do you have the motion?
Thank you. Is there any,
Insert it.
any more discussion on any of this? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so I believe that's it. Is there any new business, any other miscellaneous stuff?
Still a great time to borrow money.
Yeah, there you
Sure is.
go. Okay.
Make a motion, we adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ooh, look at that, right on time.
Well, you